Are you someone who says, I haven't got any time? So you're really wanting to achieve a lot of things in life, but you have no time. Is that you? If it is, I get it. I say the same things. Well, I used to say the same things. Hey, welcome. Thanks so much for joining me. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you with a series all about how to change your life. And, really let's get into going a little bit deeper than just having a nice conversation, but getting real with yourself. So if you want to up level in your life, one of the main things that, I'm going to go through in this series is I'm going to give you some ideas of some things that I've been taught that I want to pass on to you. And so the first thing I want to challenge you with is, have you ever said you want to do that, but you don't have any time? Well, excuse me, I got itchy nose. So here's the reality. That's actually a statement. It's not a fact, because the reality is, if it was important enough to you, you would make the time. For instance, if you 100% wanted to change your healthy diet, and it was so important to you because your life depended on it, you would do it, right? But if it's not important enough, then those changes don't happen, right? We come up with the excuses. Oh, it takes too long to prepare. I'm so busy at work. We start to delve into areas that we don't necessarily want to actually uncover, and I'm going to go through some of that. But time is usually the first objection that people have. So maybe you are invited out to a party, and you think, I'd love to go, but I haven't got enough time. The reality is, you have enough time. It's not important enough to you to go. That's the reality. And that's harsh, right? I know it hurts. But if we start to get honest with how we feel and what we're saying, and understanding that these excuses are basically BS, you will start to be able to live a life that's guilt-free, that you can actually honor and be intentional about the things that you want to do. So most people lack accountability. It's why most people use time as an excuse. So the fact is that if something is important to you, you will make that time available. And so this is a classic, right? So some people say, I haven't got time to exercise. I hear this all the time. I haven't got time to exercise. But then in the next sentence, they're out having lunch. They're going for long lunches, or they're playing on their iPad playing games, or they're watching TV. See, the fact is, you do have time. You're just not making it in the time, using your time for the things that you said were important to you. And that's because the lack of accountability. Why? Well, what if you fail? What if you fall over? What if it doesn't come off? See, most people are not willing to sacrifice for a short period of time for the long-term result. That's the reality. And what happens is then we beat ourselves up. So then we just use, I don't have the time, as our excuse and as our comeback for the first things that people often say to us. And so what happens is that, yes, as an example, I'm going to use exercise as an example because it's a really simple one. So we know that life gets busy, right? And the reality is, if it was so important to you and you had to exercise, if you were training for a state or a national or Olympics, guess what? You are making the time because it's that important. Something else then gets forgotten. And, people who are super busy, and I'm sure you've heard this before, get more done than people who are not busy. Why? Because they're focused, they're intentional with their time. And so when you say, I don't have enough time, it's just a statement. It's not a fact. So the first thing to acknowledge for yourself is, when you're using that example of as an excuse, I don't have enough time, start to bring awareness to the fact that you are using this as a victim statement. That's what it is. It's a victim statement. So start to jot down, well, really, what does that mean? Does it mean that, yes, I want to do it, I'm scared to fail? Yes, I do want to make this a priority. I'm not sure how. So start to really delve into and get deep with when you're coming up with that excuse, what does it really mean? And that there's not one answer here. It's going to be different for every single person. But what is it for you? What is it that's going to help you start to change those thoughts and those words that we're saying so you can start to live a life that you love and guilt-free? And here's the thing, right? If you do that, you are going to feel so great in yourself that you can actually now feel that you can be honest with yourself first and foremost. And that is what's going to start to release any confidence or lack of confidence, lack of self-esteem, lack of being true to who you really are. Because in the end, the only thing that matters is that you are living your best life. So today's day one. I've got this series that I'm going to bring to you, and I'm going to bring you some little hints and tips of things that I've learned, over the last couple of weeks, which have really just expanded my mindset. And I really hope that you get value from it too. If you did, great, drop me a note. If you are someone who uses "I don't have time" as an excuse, pop it down. Like, what are those things that you're saying it to? Put it in the comments. And if you don't want to do that, send it privately to me. I'd love to be able to have a chat with you about it, and maybe we can work together and help you start to achieve the things that you are really truly wanting to desire in this life. So thanks very much. Really appreciate you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Okay, bye for now.